Alright, if you're watching this video, watch this before you go back to school. Yep, we all know it's August. Yep, this is back to school month, as I call it. The worst month of the year. Yep, I know this month has 5 Mondays. But there's still 5 Saturdays and Sundays, though. And this month has the least major holidays in it. So, yeah. And, kids, before you go back to school, we got some things around here, and yeah. So, I got, yeah, this is a video for you guys to know before you go back to school. School's not that bad. You be thinking you're gonna get, like, super duper hard homework to do. Because, yeah. But that's the only big problem that you guys have every school year's homework. That's gotta be the biggest problem. And yeah. And the second thing, like, why does, these are just the negative parts that are just bad. And then, I don't know why every little thing that you didn't do, that your teacher thinks you really did, and when you tell them you didn't, they think you're lying. They just send you straight to the office, and you go and you end up with a suspension. Yeah. I do not know why. You just gotta, like, yeah, they're just making us want to have to, they're just making us have to deal with it, but I don't want to deal with problems like that. And then, yeah, I do not also know why, but yeah. Because every bad thing you do and that you didn't really mean, like, is that if you, like, accidentally yell out a swear word in class, do you think you really meant to say it, and you get sent to the office and you get, like, a lunch detention or something like that, and yeah. And now let's talk about school consequences. These are the worst. This is, like, the worst part of school, is just the consequences you get when you are bad. Because the consequences you get are lunch detention, after school detention, suspension, ISS, which is in school suspension, and the worst one out of them all, expelled. I don't know any other ones, but those are the 5 consequences I know that I got at my school. And yeah. Because if you ever had a lunch detention or ISS or expulsion or expelling or being expelled or whatever, those are, like, the 3 rarest ones you can get. Those are the 3 least common ones people talk about. Suspension's the one people talk about the most. It happens very common when you get in trouble, and yeah. And now let's talk about the stuff that isn't bad. Like, bro. Homework. In 7th grade last year, I was in 7th grade last year, and it's, like, I want to go rank the classes. So, the easiest one is ELA. I was stuck on an A last year. And then, yeah. And it was very easy. Yeah. That class was very easy. Even my, teacher named Mrs. Stevens. She was super annoying. Yeah. And then... yeah. A teacher named Mrs. Stevens who was very annoying. I'm not telling you what school I go to because it has my town name in its name, but I had a teacher named Miss Stevens. She was super annoying and ugly that I was thinking about calling her a fatty patty, but I'm not, because I would get sent to the office if I do. And yeah. And then, alright, second place of the easiest classes in school, science. It's not that bad. It's a bit hard, but not that bad. Third place has to go to, literature. It's a bit easy, but there's hard things in that class, so it's gonna... oh, I would say, yeah. And the teacher, Mrs. Clark, she was a bit annoying, but she was good, but she is a bit good teacher. Yeah, she looks like Rita from Oliver and Company. She looks like a grandma combined it with she looks like the grandma from the Cat in the Hat movie, for her name is mixed with Rita from Oliver and Company. That's what she reminds me of. And then we got next is social studies. I should put this number 3, but I was stuck on like a C or D in that class. Yeah, that class is a bit hard, but it's still pretty easy, but a bit hard. But it just kept getting harder near the end of the school year. Yeah. And then math, the hardest one of them all. And why I ranked, I really did rank social studies at number 4, because the teacher, she looks like Georgette when she makes that stinky face at like somewhere during the 58-minute mark of Oliver and Company, where she looks at Tito with a disgusting smile. Yeah. So, if you want to see that face, go, if you have Disney Plus, go to Oliver and Company and watch the 58-minute mark, and then you find Georgette doing that thing with her head. Yeah. And she does look like a fatty patty, because she's fat. One of my most fattest teachers ever. If you're watching this, Miss Lappin, this is a joke, Miss Lappin. But pretty much I do not think you're watching this, but I hope you don't. And then, yeah. 5th place, math. The hardest class ever. I was stuck on like a D or C. Yeah. The work is just so confusing that I just guess on how to do it. Everything's difficult. It's just so difficult. Yeah, did I have someone named Mr. Oakley be with me during social studies, math, and literature? Yeah. And I get in trouble because he catches me with my low drip ass laying on the table because I don't know how to solve the math. Yeah, the worst part, he gives out vocab. Like, we have to fill out the words and the meanings and shit. Yeah, last year I was given like 30 words or what, 24 words or 25. And I was like, are you joking? We had this much last year. And yeah, it was like that. And that's how much we got because that's how the school year is. That's how school is. It's where we get like, where it gets harder every grade level. Yeah. And it was a nightmare for me last year, but I still passed through because I got sent to the office 15 times. Detentions, lunch detentions, suspensions, and plus one ISS in school suspension, but still I did pass. How did I pass? And yeah. And I'm now in 8th grade. And it's crazy to think about, because when you're in a higher grade, people, your family, your friends ask you, what grade are you going in? And it's like, I'm going in 5th grade. Yeah, and then it just ends off not too bad. But when, yeah, my mom's boyfriend, Tim, asked me, he was like, what grade are you going to? Are you going to junior high? Are you going to freshman? Are you going to freshman next year? I was like, something popped in my head. I was like, I realized I think I'm in 5th grade. How did I made it to 8th grade so fast? Yeah. It's going to be a big school year, and yeah. And we usually go to Six Flags at the end of school year, but there's a catch. We have to come up with $120 to go in to the trip, and we have to raise sell candy bars and earn $240. And they're like $2. Why can't I, like... Yeah. And I believe the harder part is that you have to not get suspended. Because if I do, he's going to be like, Garrett, you know what that means. You can't go on that trip at the end of the school year. And I'm like, well, I guess I gotta sit in the office or something. And he's like, yep. And yeah. And yeah. Then yeah. The classes are just not so hard, but the ones like when they get around like literature, math and social studies and shit, that's where they start getting hard. So yeah, I hope you have a good time. But if you just focus and pay attention, it's not a big deal. It's no big, I get sent to the office because I'm just too lazy to do my math because I don't know how to solve it. See, if you pay attention, all that will not exist. But it will if you don't. See, you really have to pay attention. Yeah. Next up, PE. The meme about it is that the PE teacher just yells and shit. He's like, dude, you do your push-ups. Do your push-ups. He's like, the entire class just sits on their big fat butt and just watches their friend do push-ups. We're not doing that. Yeah. So yeah, if you have that one PE teacher that yells and shit, kids, do not freak out. Just follow the rules. Follow what your PE teacher says. And you should be alright. You should be alright and free to go. And yeah, but you'll also experience childhood activities. if you're 12th grade and you pass through the grade or you don't get held back, they might do that parachute game one more time before you leave, pretty much. Yeah. You might find some childhood games they're gonna play, like dodgeball, the parachute, whatever. Or some other games, like weird games like Fruit Loop Tag, all of that. Or you might even go to the track. I don't really like the track because it's just sweating hot. But yeah. The track's are right and good. The track's fine. Yeah. But yeah, next up we got the brakes. I know why, yeah, I do not know why. It feels like, my days off, you don't really get too many days off, but I heard people talk about that. Why should school be 4 days a week instead of 5? Yeah, it'd be alright if it was 4, but yeah. And yeah, and then next we have, the days off. Because this 4-day schedule really does exist, but only like one or 2 weeks a month because holidays. Labor Day. Memorial Day if your school year goes through like the rest of May. Mine usually doesn't. It ends on like May 20th or something. But lucky I'm in 8th grade and I'm gonna end like a week early. And I need to go through I need to go through like this is like you go through like Veterans Day, Thanksgiving break, which is only 3 days off the week, which last year I'm not gonna tell you what I done, but on the day my teacher, Mrs. Clark, the reason why I called her annoying because she found out this, but she found out I pulled a prank on no, I'm not telling you, but it was a prank. She found out I did some prank, and I thought I thought it was gonna be hard for her to know who did it and why, but she found out and looked at me. I thought she was gonna be confused, or she was like, "Alright, who did this? Fine, I'll write everyone up." Yeah, that's another school consequence I forgot to tell you. Write-ups. They do write-ups at my school, too, which is where your name gets written up and you have, like, a detention, lunch detention or something, and yeah. And the prank was on something that tells Mrs. Clark who edited it last. Though I think that's how she found out it was me. And yeah, and I had a horrible Thanksgiving break because I didn't get my phone. But a week later, I had my phone. But a week later, I did another prank. It was like in the bathroom, not gonna tell you, but I got in trouble, got detention, lost my phone for a week again. Then I got it back a week later, and I had a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and yeah. And yeah. Thanksgiving break, winter break, spring break, everybody, winter break's one of the longest ones, but summer break's everybody's favorite, and it's still summer break, but some of you guys probably already went to school, if you watched this before or not, and some of you guys still have like a week or 2 or more, probably till September left, until back to school day. And you seen those like Family Guy memes about back to school where the Uptown Funk thing where Peter becomes principal and they celebrate with Uptown Funk. And that's how and they said that's how teachers be like on the first day of school. They're like all out on a crisp Monday morning. I go back on a Wednesday, which is the 19th. What day you go back? Tell me in the comments. If I can't make a video or something. And yeah. And then, yeah, the most annoying one out of them all is the election day break. I remember 2 years ago, back in 2024, we had a break that I didn't know existed, which was, election day, and I was very excited, but, yeah, I was originally, sorry, face reveal, but I was given, homework to do, but I usually like to rush my homework, like, get it done before I leave, because I barely have homework when I get home, but if there's, like, so much I don't get done in the day, I just don't do it, and we have study hall, or Win and Wisdom, MTSS. If your school does MTSS or Win, that's probably a good time to do homework. But if it's so much, better do it at home. And yeah, and then after that, we have here is, yeah, the next year, 2025, after that, I told the bus driver, the assistant, the one who watches the kids, Mrs. Hinkin, I told her saying, I'm so excited tomorrow because we have no school tomorrow. And she was like, we have school tomorrow. I was like, it's election day. Do you remember we had no school? But someone else was saying, but we don't have school next Tuesday, they meant. But I was like, but election day is tomorrow. Do you realize that? And yeah, I was hoping they were joking, but school calendar, school lunch never jokes around. It said that there was school on election day. I was like, I asked Mr. Brown, my assistant principal, he's like, why is there school tomorrow? I thought there was no school tomorrow. He was like, well, it's because this year's not the presidential one, because it's a law that we don't have school in the presidential one. And on the days that we have school on, the days that we have election day, like when it's not the presidential one, we have to have school on that day because President's Day is supposed election day is supposed to be 4 years. Every 4 years the presidential one comes. And we don't have school on that day. So, yes, there's school tomorrow. And yeah, I got so annoyed. I felt like I just worked very hard for a week. And then they told us that we have another full tiring week. And I just want to rest for a long time. That's what it felt like. And yeah. Next up we got is the lunch. That's right, you've been waiting for this. School lunch for me isn't that bad. Like, the reason why it looks disgusting, the reason why they give you that mystery meat sandwich instead of tasty chicken nuggets or whatever, or that pizza they kept since that pizza from Italy that they kept since, like, the 70s, the 70s or whatever, that rotten potato shit, whatever, it's because they want you to, like, try new things. Like, what if it was, like, a different type of pizza? Like, what if they want you to try a raw potato? What if they want you to try, like, a meatloaf? Yeah, that's why school lunch is supposed to be bad. It's because they want you to try that stuff that no one has even heard of. Like a mystery meat sandwich covered in pickle juice. Some adults from the 70s thought it was, like, good, and they want you to, like, try it, and school served that shit. Yeah, that's why school lunch is bad, because they want you to try it. They want you to, like, try new things. Like, instead of, like, cheeseburger every Monday or whatever, it's like fish sticks. Pineapple pizza. Like, they think that stuff's good. And they want you to try it. It's good. And yeah. Sorry I wasn't talking about too much of how school lunch is not, I'm sorry I wasn't talking about too much about how school is good, but I'm trying to. I'm just also explaining a bit. I'm adding a bit of extra stuff that's, like, negative. And talking about a bit of it being good, where you, like, have to deal with it, having to eventually learn it. If you keep doing it, you'll feel alright. And yeah. And then, next up, recess. Every class period is way longer, than recess. Because recess and lunch are combined to be one whole class. And then, yeah. Last year, during the last half of last year, we were supposed to have recess first. Because those kids, the 5th grade kids, have like allergies or whatever, the eating problems, have to eat first. And yeah. And then they let the rest of, like, the 5th and then the 7th, 8th grade go next. And then, yeah. After that, we got some, other stuff. Like, yeah. And then, yeah. Now let's talk about waking up to join, like you're joining the army. Yeah, another thing people have been waiting for. When you wake up at, like, I had to wake up 6 in the morning. I feel lazy. I oversleep to, like, a later time. I take another nap because I don't really get too much sleep. Because my body's like one of those, my life is one of those people, and I am one of those people that don't know how to get, that have their sleeping schedules broken and don't know how to get on a sleeping schedule. Like, most of you guys, like, they just fall asleep immediately, like, whatever they want. I can't get that, and I don't fall asleep right. That's why, it's because summer break, I lose track, and my annoying ass dad every end of July tells me I should get on a schedule. Bullshit. Yeah, I try to, but I can't, and my dad just yells and screams at me because I can't get on the schedule. And every time he says it, I say, I know. And yeah, it just worries a lot. I just don't like that. I know. That's how, and I told him, that's how life works, is that we sleep and stuff. Yeah, I never fell asleep during class. I'm one of those. I'm one of those people that. I'm one of those people that. That. That's. That their bodies lock them sleeping. I can't let them sleep at school because they know they'll be fried meat when they sleep. When they sleep. Here's another thing, like waking up. I feel like this school year, yeah, even I overslept and missed the bus because I had to wake up so early. And I might have the feeling that I might wake up even earlier. Like, I might wake up at like 5:30 every morning because it kind of feels really good. It feels very nice. Like that you have 2 like hours to get ready for school. And usually at like 7:40 every morning for me, I leave to the bus. Like, it kind of feels a bit good because in 5th grade, like, I watched Ed Milan for the first time and the song Reflection. Like, it was like in March or whatever, and then February, March, and then like I wake up every morning and then it feels very good. I usually like to play a game a bit, like a little bit of Roblox or Rec Room, and I eat like pancake in the cup and shit and think about the Reflection song. I used to love Mushu. Yeah, the characters I used to love. I used to love Sandy Cheeks when I was 8. Then it was like, yeah, Wendy Koopa, Pom Pom from Mario 3D World, then it was like Baroness von Bon Bon, then to Georgette, Tito. I'm not gay, yeah, a male character could be my favorite. I'm not a boyfriend with him. Like every male character I love is not my boyfriend. I'm not gay. You could love a character because in the Bible, I believe it's in the Bible. It says you can like anyone if it's their gender, between their gender. Like they're just friends. While if you're a male, a boy can be your friend, while a girl can be your girlfriend. While if you're a female, a girl can be your friend, while a male can be your boyfriend. Yeah. And yeah, and I broke up with Georgette. Look, before Baroness Bon Bon Bon, it was Wilbur from the Rescuers Down Under. Liked him. Mushu, I just loved him, but it was still prefers to the liking thing, just friends. And then Georgette, I was gonna like, and I loved her for a bit until she started getting a bit annoying for me. She felt a little too annoying for me, and then yeah, I went to Tito, but then he liked him until it felt a little annoying, so I went back to like Baroness for a year. A year later, I watched Oliver and Company for the second time in my home theater and on Disney Plus before I got that Blu-ray of that triple pack of that film, Fox and Hound, and Fox and Hound 2 on Blu-ray last month in Michigan. And then watched it Company in my basement on Disney Plus. And then, yeah, and Georgette looked prettier than I hated her. Yeah. I wasn't thinking about the pretty parts of Georgette. When I watched it, I saw the song "Perfect Isn't Easy" made me love her, and she's back to my girlfriend, and I wanted to marry her until then Dixie and Rita seemed annoying, and I felt them being aggressive to her, and then yeah, in AI chat, I talk with Georgette and stuff. And then yeah, last September, whatever, I was being rude to Rita, and I was being rude in a AI chat of Rita, not the mouse Rita. There's so many characters named Rita. Rita from All Her Company, the Soki named Rita from All Her Company. I talked to her in the one where she didn't talk in it, because just like in Toy Story, toys don't come alive, but they did break that rule in the first movie at the end where they had to get alive on Sid because he was destroying his toys, and Woody was alive because he wanted to threat and scare Sid. And yeah, and like the dogs and the cat characters in All in Company don't talk because they have to act like normal cats and dogs. While when they're alone, they just talk. That's in every dog or cat Disney film. Or Duchess just meows at her owner when she's around, but talks to her kittens when they're not around. And yeah, that's in the Lady and Tramp too, where Lady just barks and licks her food rather, and she talks to Tramp when, like a human, to Tramp when no one's around. And yeah. And then after that, then I loved, and I started to like Dixie and Rita a bit. Until Georgette seemed a little, cooler. Georgette seemed a little prettier, so I am still stuck with her. And yeah. And sorry, this wasn't about school, and yeah, I just loved waking up in the mornings, going to school and everything. And yeah, and after that, and then yeah, it's not that bad when you wake up for school. Because, yeah. Because if you wake up for school, you gotta, like, wake up so early. You're just half asleep. You're just half asleep and you're forced to wake up. If you try to sleep for longer, you're gonna miss your bus and you're gonna have to rush out. And when you're trying to rush, you see your bus pass your home and you can't get on the bus because they will not stop. The bus doesn't wait for you. Because I remember that one time where I forgot my backpack at home. And I told the bus driver to wait. And I had to go home and grab my backpack and come back. But he said he was on a tight schedule. So I had to leave without it. And yeah, I didn't notice until people were saying you forgot your backpack. And yeah, the bus driver doesn't wait. They have to be on that schedule. Because I wish for another bus driver. I wish for a second bus to come if you missed your bus. Like every hour they wish they do that, but they can't. There's only one bus. Just one bus. And I'm going to ask my my father about the bus schedule and everything. Oh yeah, that's next year. Yeah. And then yeah. And then but waking up in the morning's just good, but when you get off school, it just feels a bit of rest. You just gotta get home. You just gotta rest. You just gotta sleep for a bit. You just gotta have dinner. You just want to eat. You just want to play. and you just want to do that thing you're worrying about, like your homework. And then, yeah, the walk home is always the worst. Even though that's what people seem better, but it's bad. It's the worst. Because you just feel too lazy. It feels even longer to get back home rather than going to the bus, because it's just a speed boost walking to school. Rather, it's just, well, yeah. I live on like a hill. My house is on a hill. And the bus doesn't go up the hill. They drop us off the hill. And walking up it is just slow. That's my dad's house. It's not really a hill like this. It's like this. It's like street and then like slurms. It's like a street and then like a slow up. It's like, yeah, house. See? The walking down a lane of houses and then walking a little hill past my mailbox. That takes a minute to walk, 3 minute or two or more to walk to, and then you go up this little thing and it gets a little lower, and you have to walk up this little hill, another lane of houses, and then I take a right to Dad's house. I'm not telling you where that's at, but that's how my street is. Yeah. The bus drops you off down here and you gotta like walk up there. Walk that. And this is how this is how you gotta walk. This is how walking up to the house is like. 'Cause you must walk home. The bus doesn't drop you off at the house, 'cause that's bad luck for people who have to walk up to their houses. Yeah. Sorry, but another face reveal is on. I do a few on accident because I tried to. I tried not to, but I did. But it's impossible to hide my face, so I had to. I might even make my face as my profile one day. Yeah. And then next up we have here the next thing I'm gonna talk about on this channel is that's pretty much it. School's not that bad. If you get a hang of everything I said, you can get a hang of it. And guys, I'm gonna end it off at 45 seconds, and I'll see you guys next time.